my whole face was like I got hit with a baseball bat. I look like that one meme of the kid from that one show where he's a baseball player and he got beat up and he's just standing there like that's
Welcome back to another episode. We are on 42, which is crazy. 10 more weeks till we hit a year of doing this. Crazy. I can't believe this. Like we oh my gosh. We're gonna have to do something to celebrate a year.
Wait, I should go back and listen to our first podcast ever, but I know I'm gonna wholeheartedly cringe.
For your sake or for my sake?
My sake. Because I really didn't know what I was talking about in the beginning, because I was still, like, learning everything. I feel like now I've gotten better, especially with soccer, but, I mean, I'm still not fully there with soccer, but, like, F1 I get now, football I get now, but I knew football more, but I'm still, like, I was still learning.
Mhm.
But definitely there was some stuff where I don't know what I just rambled the whole time. I was talking about Goldfish commercials. I was talking about Yuki the whole time.
Well, we can see you've improved, especially with the Champions League videos. I kid you not. I really wanted to cry during that, but I didn't. I was so proud of you. I was like, oh my gosh, she gets it. She gets why I like it. She gets it now.
Yeah. It's taking me some time. I'm still learning. But
Hey, under a year, that's pretty good though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've learned a lot.
Good or bad?
Mostly good. But we were watching Ted Lasso the other day, and my dad was like, I don't get any of the terms they're talking about. And I was like, I do. And, like, some of the teams they were mentioning, I was like, I don't like that team. We don't like that team. We don't like that team. No. So, if that makes it any better. But speaking of soccer, so first things first, we have Serie A. Juventus loses 4-0 to Atalanta. Their first time Juventus lost a Serie A match at home by 4 or more goals since 1967.
Which is crazy. That's almost 60 years.
Yeah.
But this loss takes them out of the Serie A title race, pretty much. So they have no chance of winning Serie A anymore.
R.I.P. Juventus. So AC Milan wins 3-2 over Lisi. 2 goals from Christian Pulisic, and 1 was a penalty.
Yeah. So he redeems himself from his missed penalty. What was it, last week? The week before that? Something like that. Yeah, it made me happy that he scored twice, especially because one was the game-winning goal, and we're gonna leave it at that. So, but then we'll move over to the Premier League. Nottingham Forest beats Manchester City 1-0. This is the first win in the league for for Nottingham Forest against Manchester City since 1997, which is crazy. And then Liverpool beat Southampton 3-1. No shock there. Tottenham tied Bournemouth 2-2. So with that, we have USMNT star Tyler Adams. Apparently he had another great game. It seemed like, unfortunately, his defense kind of gave up a late goal for Tottenham to tie it up. I saw the first goal by Bournemouth, and that was crazy. Don't know how that happened, but it was wild. And then we have Chelsea beating Leicester City 1-0, and Arsenal tying Man United 1-1. Now there is some drama surrounding this game. Because Man United scored off of a free kick early in the game, and everyone went nuts. And then later on in the game, Declan Rice scored for Arsenal, and he did, what was the celebration that he did? But it was like low-key controversial, because they didn't go on to win the game, and he was like telling them to calm down or whatever, like the Man United fans. And Arsenal ended up losing more points to Liverpool, and so now they're so far out of the title race, it's like pretty much guaranteed that Liverpool is gonna win it. Yeah.
The drama.
Yeah, not a good look for Arsenal, but it's fine after they thrashed PSV midweek. But then top of the table is still Liverpool with 70 points, followed by Arsenal in second with 55, Forest with 51, and Chelsea rounding out the top four with 49 points. And then Manchester City has the last European spot with 47 points. So we'll see. I think that there's some potential for some moving around, and we still are waiting to see what charges Manchester City get for their 119 financial fair play stuff. Yeah.
Don't be like that.
And potentially them getting dropped out of the Premier League and banned from European competitions.
More
That's what you
tea.
get for breaking the rules.
It'll come back to bite you. That's for sure. Anyways, moving on to the Bundesliga. No,
You're too far.
La Liga.
There
I
you
was
go.
close but not close. Wrong Liga.
Yeah.
So Axel he loses 2-1 to Gefante
Yeah, something like that.
after a red card. Barca's game postponed due to their doctor dying. R.I.P. I forgot. Yeah, you told me that. That's so sad. Rest in peace, for real. That's
But it was nice because then, like, around La Liga, they all did a moment of silence for him, along with a fourth tier referee that also died midweek, apparently. So, yeah.
Well, rest in peace. A moment of silence for them. That's sad. And then we have Real Madrid wins 2-1 over Rayo Vallecano.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I want to say Volcano, but that's
not how you spell volcano.
It also kind of makes you think of Velcro, but that's just very subtle reading. Anyways, moving on. So Barca are still at the top of the table with 57 points, tied with Real Madrid, but goal differential has Barca ahead, followed by Atleti in third with 56.
Yeah, so really, I think that you could pretty much give Barcelona the 3 points anyways, and that they'll be top of the table. But, they won't do that. They'll make them play, but yeah, so that's fun. But then I just want to touch a little on Atleti's red card. It was actually, so a majority of red cards, I feel like nowadays, you see defenders getting it. Well, this was an Atleti attacker, so an offensive player that got the red card. I really didn't think that he was gonna get the red card, but he did. And there's been a fair share. There's been a lot of controversial red cards this week, I feel like. So with that in mind, we are moving to the Bundesliga, where Bayern lose to Bochum 3-2. Both of our goals were scored by Rafael Guerrero, which I think he earned this. But also the one I feel like he was definitely in the right place at the right time, and he got lucky on that. So, yeah. Bayern player João Paulinha got a red card in the 42nd minute. And I feel like this was very controversial because it was a straight red. I feel it definitely should have been a yellow. I saw it and initially I was like, nah, he's going in, like it's too much. But then like watching it back, he got the ball first and then he went into the player's studs kind of up. But it wasn't like, so normally when you see these kind of challenges, just pretend that this is a calf. You see the studs going in like all the way up here on the leg, but his was like all the way down here bordering on the foot, which is why I feel like it definitely could have been given as a yellow rather than a red. And it's just really unfortunate for him because he's had a tough season.
Yeah.
Like, especially with like off-field drama and then getting an injury and that really not helping him. So it was kind of unfortunate for him to get this red, and there goes his chances of starting in the Champions League, I think, this week against Leverkusen. So that's unfortunate. But then also we had a penalty and we missed. Serge Gnabry took our penalty because Harry Kane was on our bench because we're trying to rest players, and then we weren't able to because we were losing, so we put our better players on. Still down a player, but you know, whatever. We had 5 shots on target, 14 shots total, 74% of possession, and 9 corners. And you're telling me we still lost 3-2. But it's okay, because Leverkusen also lost. I didn't update the table, but they lost 2-0 to Werder Bremen, which is a huge result for us. And then also like a bunch of other teams lost, which helped us, which it's okay because we still have our 8-point lead, so we're all good. But Bayern are still top of the table with 61 points, Leverkusen with 53, Mainz with 44, Eintracht Frankfurt with 42, and then Freiburg is in 5th with 41 points, and RB Leipzig has the last European competition spot with 39 points.
Oh. Open the door! Okay. You good, Indy? No. I was like, how the heck did she do that? It's okay. It's like, there's no way she got that door open.
I just saw your door open and then I heard his footsteps. I was like, what?
And then you hear me go, how the heck did you open? Oh. Sorry. Okay. That was my dog. She is robust. She is a tank. And if she doesn't know if I'm home, she will ram into my door.
She's a tank. We love Indy.
I love it, man.
But this is the first time in Bundesliga history where there was not a single win by a home team on 2 consecutive match days. So literally no one at home won the last 2 match days. Which honestly, that's really weird that no one at home won. You would think that with home crowd advantage. And I have to give a shout out to the Bayern Tifu that we did this week. I really enjoyed it. I will send Julie a picture of it, and we will also insert a picture here. But it was crazy. Pretty much the whole stadium, minus the visitors section, was participating in it, and it just looked so good. And I was like, yes, I love this club. But yeah, and then Bayern also hadn't missed a penalty since 2022, until Serge missed yesterday. So that's great. That just doesn't get enough credit for us not missing in like almost 3 years. And then we go in, bless you. then we go and do that and bottle it. But whatever. While we're speaking of Serge Gnabry, I just want to say I am here for all of the memes comparing him to Phantom. For those of you who don't really follow, like, this, what I'm about to get at, the Sidemen UK entertainment group, they did a charity match this past weekend, so we will also touch on that a little bit. But they had US streamer Phantom play in it, and his rating was like under 5, so people were photoshopping Phantom's foot mob rating onto Gnabry's, and we're like, look how this guy is, he's such a bum, blah 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 blah, making fun of him. And I was like, you know what, after his performances, he warrants the memes, because missing a penalty like that, and then us losing, we could have at least tied. We should have at least tied based on all the stats and everything, but
Yeah.
yeah. So, I will talk about this because I don't want Julie to stress about this. Yeah. You should
Okay.
put chapstick also around your nose.
I've been doing that. It's just my sinuses are so they said in their terms bruised.
Yeah, I've been there.
So my whole face was like I got hit with a baseball bat. I look like that one meme of the kid from that one show where he's a baseball player and he got beat up and he's just standing there like that's how I feel currently.
Oh my gosh, wait, have you seen that video of the soccer goalie, and all he does, it's a penalty shootout, and all that happens is that the ball just goes straight into his face for every single kick, and at one point they bring out a folding chair and he's just sitting there, and this guy nails him.
It's Scott Sterling. I know exactly that's how I feel currently. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then he did a volleyball one where he kept getting hit in the volleyball one. That's my childhood right there. You guys have never seen Scott Sterling.
What?
Anyways, moving on.
But the Sidemen charity match, it finished 9-9 in total. So it went to a penalty shootout, which this is the first time that it's gone to a penalty shootout. So that was fun to watch. It went 5-4 on penalties to the YouTube All-Stars. And there were a couple of notable things that happened in this match. So, Max Fosh, he was the guy who gave the referee the Uno reverse card last year. Well, this year he brought a card shredder onto the field and proceeded to shred the yellow card. So he got his other moment.
Yeah.
Josh scored his first goal, so that was great. And then a couple minutes later, Speed scored his first goal. Both of them were off of penalties. And then a few minutes after that, Kai Cenat scored his first goal. So, and then controversially, Lachlan scored as well, but they ruled Lachlan's as an own goal, which it could have gone either way. But I'm gonna say that Lachlan also scored his first goal because he's also claiming that he scored his first goal, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Joe Weller also scored his first couple goals. I think did he come away with a hat trick? He might have come away with a hat trick, honestly. And then George Clark also scored his first goal. Sorry, I was debating in my head if I wanted to call him Clarky or not, because he goes by Clarky as his YouTube name, but his actual name isn't Clarky, so I was like, do I say it? Do I not? I don't know.
The struggle.
But then, the biggest moment of the match is, well, okay, in my opinion, is start of the penalty shootout. Simon goes up to take the first pen, and Sketch saves it.
Yeah.
Like, what is bro doing? Simon could have picked literally anywhere to shoot it, and he put it right within Sketch's range to save it. And I was like, no, this can't be happening right now. And Sketch saved it, and that gave him player of the match. So
Play for Sketch, I guess.
yeah, honestly, some of the penalties though, I was like, that's kind of sus. Like Mr. Beast took one, and I think he went wide. I don't think XQC saved it. And then honestly, I was surprised by Sketch because he dove the correct way pretty much every time, which is like impossible. Like, how do you predict that? But Sketch isn't the tallest guy, so but not saying, just saying. But then Speed stepped up to score the game-winning penalty for the YouTube All-Stars, and that kind of sealed the game for them. So that was cool. It was cool, and they raised over, I think it's close to 5 million. I don't know if it's US dollars or euros. I'm bad at that conversion stuff. But they beat they beat over 3 million. I can tell you that for certain. I know it's over 4, but I'm not so sure how much over 4. I thought that they might have almost hit 5, but I don't know.
It made 4.7 million for the BBC's Children's in Need. That was 50% of it. The Simon's Bright Side got 43%, and M7 Education got 7%.
But is it US dollars or euros?
Oh, it's euros.
Gotcha. There we go. So, yeah. That was nice. I really enjoy watching that every year. But apparently this might be their last one. And that's sad. So
they made, that's about 5 million in US dollars.
See? Oh my gosh, I did the conversion kind of.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
All right. But then we will go over to racing. Okay. So this last week was the start of the IndyCar season. And Alex Palou won the St. Petersburg Grand Prix. And this weekend is the Thermal Grand Prix. Don't ask me what that means. I think it's just the name of the track.
I think it is too.
So, yeah. But I know Pato did not have the best of weeks last week. Neither did Nolan. Christian surprised me though, and he led for a lot of the race, but then his pit strategy was different from everybody else's. Then it didn't really work out, but he still finished top 10. So hats off to that. I think Pato actually finished maybe 13th. Maybe higher than 13th. I don't know. I don't really remember, but I know that he was the highest climber.
Yeah. And then 1.4 million viewers for the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. So most watched non-Indy 500 NTT IndyCar Series race on any network since 2011. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's good. Like, they need to be getting more views.
Yeah. And honestly, I've started watching like everything, and like, oh, I don't even have the notes for this, but we're just gonna roll with it. But the Shriners Children's 500 was this week for NASCAR. And that was really entertaining too, even though that they were just driving in circles. It was really fun. I mean, granted, I think that I tuned out like 2/3 of the race, but 1/3 was really entertaining, let me just tell you. And the last like 30 laps, because they do 312 laps.
Yeah.
And my attention span is not that long, but I'd say for the last like 40 laps, it was really interesting. Oh, wait, I take that back. There was a crash, lap 99. There was also a crash earlier than that, so that also like was interesting. But like also the race strategy too, because they only get so they get 6 things of tires,
Yeah.
and they can choose between the primary or the option. Yeah, I think it's what they refer to it as, which is pretty much a softer tire. So it's interesting to like see the strategy and see how many each team brings of which. And yeah, it was really interesting how it worked out today. I was rooting for William Byron. He was leading majority of the race, I would say, and then he went to take a risk and went into the pit lane to put on new tires, and then they put out a caution, so then he dropped all the way back, and then everyone else decided to pit the next lap, and I was like, no. But then he recovered and he made it back up to like 6th, I think, from 20th. So
Hey, that's good. That's
yeah.
impressive. Give it to him. Though I like NASCAR because they're willing to try anything to get in the top, which means a crash is one of their cards. They like to play. They will do one of my favorite videos I ever saw, and it's one of my dad's favorite videos too. I don't remember who it was, but he ended up riding the sidewall. Like he rode the wall all the way up till I think he got third, and he was able to advance. But he was like, honestly, everyone was commenting, it's giving Cars, Lightning McQueen, Play Moon. And that's all I think about. But it's one of my favorite things to watch because he was like, you know what? Let's give it a try. If I fail, I fail. If I get higher up, I get higher up. And so NASCAR is not afraid to try anything, that's for sure. And they don't get like they're willing to fight each other. With like F1, it's like a penalty. Like they have like the FIA, but like NASCAR,
Well, actually, today they gave out a penalty for someone crossing over a line too early, because you're not supposed to have any part of your car cross over the line on a caution, and it was going green, but he he crossed over before the line, so he had to serve a penalty. And then they gave another penalty for something else, but I don't remember what it was.
but like I know they give out penalties, but I'm just saying like they're not afraid to try something risky. Like they will go full force for it.
Yeah, and to your point about that, I texted you about who was it? I think it was the 5 car. I can't tell you who was in the 5 car. Larson maybe? No, I don't think Larson's in the
You
5 car.
texted me today about it
Yeah, yeah.
because you're like, did you watch it?
Just look up the race and who finished in what position, or you can tell me who's in the 5 car, because the 5 car pushed the car in front of him on purpose because he wasn't letting him through. Maybe it was on Joey Logano's car, because Joey Logano was holding people up.
Yeah, driven by Kyle Larson.
Yes, that's who it was. Yes. Yeah. So I'm appreciating the differences between the two, and I love that in NASCAR they let like the not the announcers, but like the race analytics people, they let them radio into the drivers during the
Yeah.
race.
Imagine if they were able to do that in F1.
That would be so cool, but that's never gonna happen.
Imagine if it was Danica. Like, shut up.
Wait. Max after he gets overtaken. So, Max, we hear.
I don't care if I get a penalty for cursing.
You just have they just keep
Maybe.
bleeping it out.
Oh my gosh, that would be insane. Anyway, moving on.
But the new Drive to Survive season was released earlier this week. While we are on the topic of F1, I don't have Netflix, so I will not be watching it. So
Same.
I'm going to rely on all of you to tell me what I'm missing.
I rely on TikTok, and apparently, from what I've seen, I'm not really a big fan of Drive to Survive because I feel like it pushes too much into their private life, but that's my personal opinion. But, like, there was one point where they filmed George Russell having a panic attack, and I was like, I feel like that's crossing the line. Personally. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I haven't watched all of it. I've just seen bits and pieces through TikTok. But my 2 cents on it, I'm okay with it, but that is not what got me into F1, so I don't really care much.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, because I had so many people ask me, they're like, was it the Netflix series that got you into F1? I was like, I didn't know there was one.
No. It was my
I was like,
friend.
I was like, that was my friend. Thank you very much.
Same.
Have Netflix. They're too expensive, and they're too stubborn. Stupid Wi-Fi rules and that crap.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. So supposedly there was a lice outbreak at the. Is that real or was that a rumor? Because
I've seen both. I have no idea.
It would make sense because I mean Pierre Gasly shaving his head, nothing normal. Like he's done that multiple times before. But Jack Doohan
He's
shaving
done
his
it
head
before though.
Yeah, but like he knows it doesn't look good. He has to know that does not look good. Like, I'm just saying. Like I'm over. Like I support you. Do whatever you want with your hair. It's your hair. But like you know, like that's not your kind of hairstyle. But that's just my personal opinion. He does not have to take my opinion. But I'm just saying, like that's a rough haircut on him. Pierre Gasly, I'm kind of used to it because he's done it before. But
I think Jack looks better bald than he did with the waves. I'm not a fan of the waves, I'm not gonna
I don't
lie.
remember what his hair looked. I'm gonna be honest. I follow him too, and I'm like, I don't remember.
It was like
Was it giving like Flynn Rider?
no. Oh, it was far from Flynn Rider. I
Was
mean,
it like
honestly, that might just be because I don't find him attractive.
trying to watch?
It wasn't for me. I'm sorry. That's too.
Moving on.
Anyways. Yeah. So the Las Vegas Grand Prix generated around $934 million in revenue in 2024 for the US, for Las Vegas. Supposedly, I think I saw 15.5 million is going to be donated to schools in the area.
Let's hope so.
Maybe they'll fix the education around here. I don't know. We
Did
could
you
use some smarter people around here. That's all I'm saying.
did you see the meme? I don't know who posted it, but it was talking about Las Vegas Grand Prix and how Kimmy and
Yes, I sent that to you.
women
Oh
were
my
gonna
god.
have to be escorted everywhere because they're
Yeah,
not
because
legally
they're underage.
able. I was like, oh, that's funny right there. I didn't even think of that, but I'm like, they're not gonna be
Me
allowed to
either. I'm like,
go
whoever thought of that?
genius. That's some genius thinking. That's some like in the shower deep thought thinking. And you know what? I respect it because now that when the Las Vegas Grand Prix is gonna happen, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, they're gonna be so
We're
bored.
just gonna look for that all over
Yeah,
our socials.
I'm just gonna be hiding out and like, I don't know, a little girl. That's all they can do. Kimmy, he's just a child.
Yeah, poor guy.
I don't think of like Behrman that much, but I think that's just because he's tall and like I don't
Yeah.
see him as a child, but Kimmy's short. And I'm like, he's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, moving on. So Fernando Alonso made his F1 debut 24 years ago, before I was even.
Yeah, same. That honestly, that makes me feel old because I was born the same year that he debuted. So it just, I'm regretting I'm turning 24 this year.
I turned 22, and
You're in
people
your
still are
T-Swizzle era.
ill. I don't know why. Like I like some of her songs, but 22 pisses me off for some reason. I don't even know why. I think it's just too preppy, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I heard it a lot when I was younger, and now it's just like, oh, I don't listen to it. I don't know any other 22 songs though, so.
Yeah, me either. But I know 23 is Jordan, and I'm about to finish my Jordan year. What does 24 go to? Is that Kobe? Or anyways, we're gonna move on. Only 3 F1 drivers are estimated to earn higher salaries than Adrian Newey this year. Those 3 are, to no one's surprise, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Charles Leclerc. And then Lando's right after Newey, so. But he's not earning more than Adrian Newey is. Adrian Newey's earning more than him. And supposedly, I heard a rumor that he said that Lance Stroll needs to go and that he's not going to keep working on the car if they keep Lance Stroll around. Supposedly. That's just a rumor I've been hearing around my Twitter page.
You guys know what I think. Like, I don't hate him, but like, he's not doing anything for him. Seat show. So F1 approved Cadillac to officially join the grid in 2026.
Oh
The big
yeah,
question is, who is going to join Cadillac?
Well, you know my pick would be Logan. But after everything that's happened. Well, no, he didn't officially say that he was retiring. He just said he was taking a break. That's called me being delusional right there. But I think Colton Herta from IndyCar has a real chance of doing it because I know that they do want to put an American driver on there, and Colton Herta is supposedly one of the best US drivers. Whatever. I personally would love to see Jack Crawford. Because I think
that would be nice.
I think Aston Martin will in 2026. I think Fernando will extend for another year or two. I think that they will. I mean, hopefully get rid of Lance, but whatever. But I heard that they have a real shot of signing Max in 2026. So, but then there's no seat for Jack, and I'm pretty sure Jack's thing runs through 2026, so they could release him, or it runs through this year. I'm not so sure. I know that he's the reserve driver for Aston Martin, but look at what's the Brazilian Felipe or whatever Drugovic.
Is that the one driving for Aston Martin right now?
The reserve driver, yeah. And so, like, there's really no chance for Jack. So, and it's huge if Jack wins F2 this year. I think that could potentially put him in a position to say, hey, look, I just won F2, just put me up in F1, because, you know, the car's the same. I know that speaking and seeing, not speaking, but like seeing interviews with like Lando and Pato and them doing like PR stuff and watching Pato come over and do some F1 related stuff. I think that you should definitely go with a car and like with a driver who has F2 experience. Rather than just say, hey, this guy's in IndyCar, he can easily jump over. Because
it's not
I
that
don't
easy,
think
though.
that's true, yeah.
It's not. I mean, after, like, no hate to Pato, but when he was driving McLaren, he did good, but, like, that's hard to go from, like, an F2, not F2, but Indy to F1 because the tracks are not really fully the same. And it's not easy to say someone from IndyCar can race for F1.
Yeah, and not even that, like, the braking power, the steering wheel, and everything, it's all different. And it's just like, why would you not put this guy who's been competing in the Formula Series up, you know? And, like, it helps. Wait, do you know where Cadillac's based out of?
I feel like I know, but I could be wrong. Let me look.
I don't know. That was gonna be my next point, but I can't make that if I don't know where they're based out of. But for some reason, I've also seen that they're looking at signing Checo, which I don't think that that's a good decision. So.
Oh, it's the United States.
Yeah, but where?
It was founded in Detroit, but I'm not seeing where it's found, like where it's at now.
Search their headquarters.
You're right.
Me when I'm trying to find out Haas's information. Ironically enough, I think that they're near you. Haas. Not Cadillac.
Cadillac headquarters are located Van Dyke Avenue, Warren, Michigan.
Oh, dang it. So I can't make my point.
Is it Michigan?
Dang it. Alright, well, scratch that point. I guess I don't really have one that's valid there. But yeah. Ideally, I'd love to see Jack Crawford in that seat.
No, I respect that. I think that's a good pick. But I guess we'll see, because you never know. With all their new picks and all their new changes, you never know what's going to happen, especially mid-season. So, anyways, now to radar points, because we have to finish this. We already talked about it was the race I suggested last week. So I'm gonna let him talk about, well, did you talk about your game too already?
I did in another video.
Go back to the other video.
Yeah, we'll put the link for it somewhere right here.
So my race for this coming week, will be the Australian Grand Prix, because F1's back, baby. And is my sleep schedule gonna be so messed up? Heck yeah. Is it gonna be working? Oh yeah. So, can't wait to see how that goes. I'm excited. I wasn't able to really watch the testing, and I really could go back and just watch it, but I have no time, to be honest. So I'm excited to see how it goes.
Alright, well, I'm fixing that. My game is once again Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen. This is the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. So this is a home game for Leverkusen and away game for Bayern. Not feeling very confident after we just lost, but it's okay because I will just blame it on the red card. But crushing news for Leverkusen because Florian Wirtz, their attacking player, is injured. He left their game this past weekend on crutches, so I highly doubt he is going to play. Sorry not to laugh, because we're gonna try and sign him this summer, but anyways, that's besides the point. And then they also have another, at least one player that's suspended. So sucks to suck. I think that we are gonna be missing our keeper, but it's okay because I have faith in our current keeper. I think that he will actually potentially even be better than our current keeper. So, yeah.
So, I hope you guys liked this video. We skipped a couple things. We're doing some new stuff. But we're always trying something new, at least every other week. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. We're still trying to get to 500 subscribers, hopefully maybe by the summer. Fingers crossed. Birthday surprise, late birthday surprise. I can't.
Use that for the comments.
Let us know in the comments who you think will win in the Australian Grand Prix. Am I still getting it wrong?
I'm just laughing at how funny it is.
Y'all, it's bad. Okay. Check out the links in our description for our other social media pages down below if you want to see, honestly, any reels that are embarrassing me, because I can't talk. Our social media pages include Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. We have Spotify for our podcast. We have other things too, but honestly, I think we have iHeartRadio and a couple other things. And then turn on our post notifications so you don't miss any more videos of me getting confused about what I'm talking about.
But leave a like on this video for Julie's sanity, because she can't function through this, and it's a pity like, so please leave a like on the video.
Please. poor unhealthy child who is kind of respiratory. I'm begging for penny lights, please. Here's my cup. You can throw it in. Okay.